everyone, my name is Rachel and today I will be discussing classroom management and what that has to do with compliance gaining. So there's going to be 5 different strategies that I'm going to go over of how a teacher can use these tactics in order to gain their students' compliance. So I will be addressing promoting positive esteem, altruism, promising a reward, threatening a punishment, and administering punishment. So to start, promoting positive esteem within a classroom can have various benefits, not only for you, but for the children. So by helping them develop their esteem in a positive manner, it's beneficial because in an article written by Maxwell, it said in 2008, it said that children's self-identity and self-worth is influenced in places where they spend majority of their time. So like school, at home, in their neighborhood, things like that. It's important because once their self-esteem and self-worth is built up and they have a strong presence, then the student is able to do a number of amazing things. Like they're able to set standards for themselves, they get excited to step out of their comfort zone and they actually want to do that. They're able to take on bigger responsibilities, they take pride in what they're doing and their accomplishments. And they learn how to solve their own problems. Now, altruism, according to our textbook, occurs by when you're telling a person that you want their help or you need their help. So when you're telling a student that you want their help or you need their help, or they feel more encouraged and they get excited and they want to help you. The reason is children want to feel included in anything and everything. And the reason is because it makes them feel good. Another tactic that some teachers use and have found effective is by promising a reward. By providing the students with a reward, it only works sometimes. And it only works if you have rewards to give. They don't have to be very big. It could be something small as giving them a sticker or extending their recess time or giving them a break when they need it, things like that. So when you're telling them like, oh, if you finish this assignment by this time, then we're able to take a brain break and do something else, for example. So the overall goal of providing the student with a reward is to encourage them to demonstrate good behavior. And an article written by Esther in 2009 stated that praise and reward make students feel good about themselves because the goal that they were aiming for had been reached. And I noticed this firsthand being effective because when you acknowledge the students in a positive way, they're more likely to want to please the teacher and they want to do better, and because they want to get that same reaction they got the first time by saying, oh my gosh, you did a good job, wow, I'm really proud of you. They love to hear that and it makes them feel better and they want to do their best all the time in order to get that same reaction that the teacher gave the first time. So even though rewards can be a good tactic, sometimes you need to have a different approach. And what I mean by that is sometimes you need to threaten them with a punishment. And I know that threatening them with a punishment sounds bad, but what I mean is, obviously you're not going to say, I'm going to spank you, because you're not allowed to do that. What you're going to do, or what most teachers do, is they say, if you're not finished with this, then you can't do recess, or you can't do that activity. Something along those lines. Or if you keep acting that way, I'm going to call your parents. Things like that. So by threatening a punishment, as a result of this, the student will usually get upset or they shut down. So what I mean by that is like they won't talk to you, they won't look at you, they'll start to cry, something like that. So even though this tactic might seem a bit harsh, it can be effective because it gets the student to stay on track or get back on track. And that's the main goal at the end of the day as a teacher. You want the student to learn and to grasp all the information that they possibly can. And when they're demonstrating negative behavior or bad behavior, usually they aren't able to grasp all the information that is being taught. So, in addition to threatening and punishment, now I'll go into administering punishment and how it can be an effective strategy used within the classroom. So the book refers to it as a negative term, and typically it is, because by administering a punishment, you're going to follow through with those things that you said previously. So, in an article written by Furr in 1993, it said that students preferred teachers who know how to administer discipline. Students want discipline, they expect it. So, some students don't get discipline or structure when they're at home, and a lot of the times they seek it out during the day, like their school day. So, they'll act out, they'll do things that they're not supposed to, and the reason is, a lot of the times students do that because they want that discipline and that structure that they aren't receiving at home. So that could be another useful strategy within the classroom. So overall, all of these tactics can have various benefits as long as they're used appropriately, as well as if they're not used appropriately, then what's the point of trying to use them? So in order to gain compliance within the classroom, these tactics can be beneficial because each one has a different approach or a different tactic that is useful. So as long as you're using them appropriately, then you'll usually get the end result. And the end result is to gain their compliance and getting them to do what you want to do. So, thank you for listening.